Hello, this is Lou Dolphin, and welcome to another week of Sentinels of the Multiverse weekly one-shot. I previously streamed these to Twitch, but I wasn't getting good viewership, so I think I'm instead going to opt for just recording this locally and then uploading it to YouTube. I do get some views on YouTube, not as many as my other YouTube videos, but it's probably better for me to do this offline because now I don't have to worry about reading a chat, which will interrupt my flow of gameplay. And furthermore, I'll be able to just focus entirely on the game. And I won't also be spoiled as to potential card plays, which has happened in the past. I like to have my first playthrough of the weekly one-shot be honest and genuine, and it is difficult to really do unless I do it right at release. And even then, some people who speed through it can, potentially ruin it. But in any case, I'm going to do this one offline and maybe future ones offline. I have no idea even what the team composition is, I have no idea what is going to happen. So, new weekly one-shot. Resurrection, end of line. It's a randomized start, so card spoils isn't even a thing. A bizarre giant robot threatening the Old West sounds like a bad movie, Dr. Stinson gripped between bites of cornbread. Lieutenant Vance shrugged inside his suit. Just another day's work, team. Tachyon, circle around back. Tempest, charge up. Unity, build us some firepower. And you, hack in and take out its weapons. Omnitron-X saluted, a quirk it had picked up from bunker. This iteration must be eliminated at any cost. So, last one was Resurrection Start Program. This one is Resurrection End of Line, and it's a different team than last week's. Last week's was Omnitron in Time Cataclysm. This one is Cosmic Omnitron, actually. It looks like in the Silver Gulch, and we have Tachyon, Unity, Bunker, Omnitron-X, and Tempest. We didn't have Tempest last week. I thought we did. In fact, the only overlap between teams is Omnitron-X and Unity. So it seems like it's another randomized start, so there's not really any pre-strategy to consider, I suppose, or any guesses as to potential setups. So we're just going to hit new game and do this live, except offline. Power source unknown. Directive destroy. No time to waste! Let's see how fast we can make this. Onward! Yeah, so this is Cosmic Omnitron. He puts 3 components into play at the start of the game, unlike his base variant. Actually, this is H-2, but since this is a 5-hero team, he's putting 3 components in right at the start of the game. On this, he doesn't flip every turn like his base variant, or base version. He only flips if there are no components in play. On this side, he plays 2 cards from the villain deck. On his flip side, which happens if there are no components in play, he chains plays. So if he plays a drone, he plays another card. So he cycles through his deck a bit faster on this side, unless he doesn't play a drone and just plays a one-shot or a component. And he also deals damage. In fact, with 5 heroes, it's quite potent because it's 3 hero targets with the highest HP, 4 energy damage each. So I believe that a good strategy is for Omnitron-X to play a component, which he could do with Technological Singularity. And he has several nice components. If you've ever played him before, you know this. So we want to try to get at least one of these out, as well as destroy whatever components he puts into play. But before we start the game, we will look at each hero's hands. I'm just going to read the name of the cards. I'm not going to look at them individually since I'm pretty familiar with these heroes. Tachyon starts with a Blinding Speed, a Hypersonic Assault, a Nimble Strike, and a Synaptic Interruption. Unity has a Flash Forge, a Powered Shockwave, a Robot Reclamation, and a Supply Crate. Flash Forge is a great card for her to start with, because it allows her to grab any combination of bots and equipment that she would possibly want to have. The only downside is that she wouldn't be able to play them on her first turn unless Tachyon were able to play an equipment, which she can't. So Unity might be taking this round off, just digging for whatever bots she can get. Alternatively, we could just play Supply Crate in hopes of getting more cards, but other than that, Power Shockwave is a good end game card, and Rubber Acclamation is good for getting the destroyed bots back. But anyway, to continue on, Bunker starts with an Adhesive Foam Grenade, an Auxiliary Power Source, a Flat Cannon, and the upgrade mode. Flat Cannon is great. That means he can do damage right off the bat, which can help with destroying components. Omnitron-X has a Reactive Plating subroutine, a Rocket Punch, a Singularity, and a Technological Advancement. Our goal was to play Technological Advancement, but Rocket Punch against Omnitron is great because with Nemesis bonus, instead of this doing 2 and 1, it's going to do 3 and 2, which will do 5 towards the 7 we need to do, but we might still want to get the component out before Omnitron can do anything. Tempest has an Aquatic Correspondence, a Ball Lightning, an Electrical Storm, and a Grievous Hailstorm. Ball Lightning is great. This allows us to destroy 2 of those components, even if we don't manage to reduce Omnitron or get Omnitron to take 7 damage. But I feel like I'm pretty confident we'll be able to deal it. And in any case, we could Hypersonic Assault and not worry about dealing enough damage. So now I'm going to start the game. This is not advanced, so he's not going to have damage reduction on this side. So he puts out 3 components. The first one, he's going to do 6 energy damage to the hero target with the highest HP, and these will act immediately since this is happening at the start of the game, and the next thing that will happen is the start of the villain turn. So that's one. The other one is Interpolation Beam. Every time a hero draws a hero card, Omnitron deals the hero 1 energy damage. And the next one, at the start of the villain turn, Omnitron deals the 2 hero targets with the highest HP 4 projectile. So he's going to hit Bunker for 6, and then he's going to hit Tachyon and either Unity or Tempest for 4 at the start of the turn. So we have a choice here as to who is the highest, and I'm going to select Tempest because he has a bit more HP recovery means, although they're actually party-wide, so... but it doesn't really matter. And the first card he's playing is the Repair Drone, which is great because he's already at max HP, so it's not going to do anything. And the next one is the Electropulse Explosive, which is one of the most dangerous cards he can play, since so he's playing this at the end of the turn, so we have 1 round to deal with it. At the start of the villain turn, he deals each hero target X lightning damage, where X is the current HP of this card, and his max HP is 15. So right now he's going to do 15 to all heroes, unless we can reduce its damage. Unless we prevent it from being able to deal damage via Hypersonic Assault. And that round, other than the component damage, he did no damage. I could Hypersonic Assault, but another option is to Synaptic Interruption, and that way the Electropulse Explosive will try to hit our 5 heroes, but we can opt it to hit Tachyon first, who can redirect it to the Electropulse Explosive, which will kill it outright, and then we won't have to worry about the rest of its damage. I believe Silver Gulch doesn't have anything that would destroy ongoings, so I don't think there's any reason not to really consider that as an option. That would get rid of the Electropulse Explosive right away. The only reason not to do that would be if I'm not capable of dealing Omnitron 7 or more damage. Oh, I guess the other issue is that the Interpolation Beam is going to hit everyone for 1 damage whenever they draw a card. So I could just Hypersonic Assault this round and then Synaptic Interruption next round, and I would still be able to take out the Electropulse Explosive when it goes off. So we're going to go ahead and Hypersonic Assault so that I can freely draw cards. And also, I don't have to worry about destroying the components because Omnitron will not be able to deal damage until Tachyon's next turn. So Tachyon's base power is to reveal the top card of her deck and gives us the option of discarding the card. It's another Synaptic Interruption, and normally I would discard it, but I would like to hold on to it because it would enable me to do the same trick with the second Electropulse Explosive in case one does come out. So with Unity, we had 2 choices. One was to play Supply Crate, draw a card. Maybe it's a bot, maybe not. If it's not a bot, we would skip her power and we would draw a card, and at the start of her next turn draw 2 cards. The other is to Flash Forge, discard these 3 cards, put in a construction pylon and 2 bots of our choice, and we'd be able to play them the next round. And I'm more fond of that because Supply Crate is random, but Flash Forge is certain. So we'll do the certain strat. Discard these 3 cards. And the 1 card will be a construction pylon. I'm rather fond of Swift Bot because it enables me to draw more cards, cycle through my deck faster, and potentially play more cards. So we'll take that one. And I would like a damage dealing bot. Stealth Bot would be a good choice. It can take care of ping damage, but there's not really that much of ping damage. There is one... I guess Tyler Hayes does do ping damage. No, it does each non-gunman target 2 projectile damage, so it's not as much of a ping as we would like. I think I would prefer something that's more capable of dealing damage, and Platform Bot is a good choice to start with since it's more resilient. So we'll take Platform Bot. We will skip our power since there are no equipments to destroy. We will draw a card since it's safe to do so when we draw a Raptor Bot. So, if I play Adhesive Foam Grenade, the environment can't do something wacky. And I can still draw more cards. But I do have a Flat Cannon. I would like to be able to hit Omnitron. I could also take out the SA-85 Repair Drone. He's currently going to have Omnitron regain 2 HP. But if Omnitron plays 2 or more drones, then it's still a net loss of damage. And if Omnitron is playing a technological advancement, he's not really going to be able to ping the repair drone. Omnitron's power is going to be able to play the top card of Unity's deck. So we're not going to have an Omnitron play. Tempest, we could play Grievous Hailstorm and use it. We could play Electrical Storm and use it. Or, well, if we play Electrical Storm, we'll act the next turn. But Grievous Hailstorm... We'll probably play Grievous Hailstorm on Tempest's turn, which is going to do 2. So if I want to take out the repair drone for sure, I'm going to have to hit it myself with Bunker. So we're going to do that, since I guess that's a bit easier to do. The alternative is I hit Omnitron for 3, and then Tempest hits him for 2, so he's taken 6 damage this round, and there's a chance that Silver Gulch does it damage, which will destroy the components for us. Which I guess is a bit better, so we'll go ahead and do that. There's a chance that Omnitron will gain more HP, but I guess it's a risk I'm willing to take. We'll draw a card since it's safe. It's a turret mode. And now Omnitron is going to play Technological Advancement, as we've alluded to several times. And now we have a choice of which component we wish to put into play. And... one of my favorite ones is the Electro Deployment Unit, since it gives me the option of either drawing a card or playing a card. And if I don't have a card I want to play, obviously I would draw a card. But if I did have a card to play, namely a component, would be able to act immediately. I suppose I should have double-checked this card. This is a card that destroys any number of equipment cards, which isn't useful, but Omnitron is another card like that. Which is Self-Sabotage, which says destroy any number of component cards, which includes Cosmic Omnitron's cards. So I would be able to do this to not self-sabotage, but to sabotage Omnitron proper. But we didn't have self-sabotage, we have Singularity, so we weren't able to exploit that fully, but that's fine. So we have the option of either drawing a card or playing a card, or dealing 1 target 2 irreducible fire, or hitting up to 3 targets 1 lightning each, or up to 3 hero targets regain 1 HP. I'm going to opt for Electro Deployment Unit, since it will enable me to cycle through my deck faster. It won't let me do damage at the start of my turn immediately, but I think it should benefit me in the long run, provided that I'm able to keep this in play for a while. And the only way it will be able to be destroyed is if Omnitron plays a card that destroys equipments, since Omnitron is not going to be dealt 5 or more damage in one turn, unless the environment does something wacky, which I doubt. So we're going to put this in play. And we will draw a card since it's safe. We draw another reactive plating subroutine. Omnitron tries to hit Omnitron-X and fails. We're going to reveal the top card of Unity's deck. Unity is always a great one to use for time shift, since it says reveal the top card of the deck and put it into play or into the trash, and if it's a bot, it's outside of Unity's play phase, so it's able to be put into play immediately. So we'll look at Unity's top card. It's a Cryobot. And see the text, this card cannot be played during your play phase. This is Omnitron-X's power phase. It's not Unity's play phase. It's not even a play phase. So it can be put into play for free, which we shall do since it's free. And we can draw a card since it's safe, and it's in another electro deployment unit. So we can put it into play at the start of Omnitron's next turn, Omnitron-X's next turn rather, and then we'll be able to use it to play another card if we so want to, and then we'll have 2 in play. So we could play 2 cards, or draw a card and play a card, or draw 2 cards on Omnitron's third turn. But that's getting a bit ahead of ourselves. So Grievous Hailstorm we said was going to act immediately. Electrical Storm will profit next round, but it has to survive. So we'll play Grievous Hailstorm since it will profit us immediately, and we'll hit everything for 2 cold. So the repair drone is down to 1, and Omnitron has taken 6 damage. So if we can hit Omnitron for 1 more on the environment turn, the components are gone. And we will draw a card. It's another Grievous Hailstorm. So now Silver Gulch chooses to play the Water Trough, which actually would have benefited Tempest's Lightning Storm, since it increases all lightning damage by 1. It also would have benefited Omnitron-X's, one of his components we were looking at, that was dealing up to 3 targets 1 lightning damage. It also will, I think one of Unity's cards also does lightning damage. It also would have made the Electro Pulse Explosive hurt a lot worse, except it currently cannot deal damage, so we're fine. But unfortunately, the environment is not playing another card, so did not hit Omnitron for 1, so all of those components are still in play. So they are going to try to make Omnitron act, but he cannot deal damage. So the only one that's a little iffy is the Interpolation Beam, because it's still out there, but we'll find a way to deal with it. So he plays another Disintegration Ray, which doesn't act immediately, and he plays the Automaton Drone, which does couple with the Repair Drone. So the Repair Drone is going to make Omnitron heal for 3. And the Automaton Drone hits for 5, so that if that had hit Omnitron-X, we would have lost his component. I didn't realize the Automaton Drone would hit for 5. I thought that was not going to be as high as that. But that's fine. So the best play, I believe, is to play the Synaptic Interruption, which allows us to deal with the Electropulse Explosive this round. Because Nimble Strike will do only 1 damage, but it's also going to make Tachyon take 1 damage in addition to whatever damage she takes this turn from drawing cards. So yeah, we're going to play Synaptic Interruption. And now we don't have to worry about the Electropulse Explosive. And we're going to reveal the top card of our deck. It's an Accelerated Assault. This one I am safe to discard, because ping damage across all targets isn't that as nice as other cards I can get, and it also gets a burst in the trash, which is great for a lot of Tachyon's cards. So we discard it, and yes, I will draw a card, even though this will do 1 energy. It's a Hug Goggles, which is great. Enables more Tachyon plays, which is always great. So now we are going to play the only card we can play, which is Construction Pylon, and we're going to use it to put Swift Bot for sure. And we have a choice between Platform Bot and Raptor Bot, but Platform Bot is more resilient. Raptor Bot would do more damage, since it does damage equal to the number of mechanical golems in play, plus 1. If I put in play, there will be 3, so it will try to do 4 melee damage, which is nice. Platform Bot will do 3, which is 1 fewer, but that's fine because it's more resilient. I would like to get Raptor Bot out if I have Swift Bot, because then I can redirect any damage that Raptor Bot would take to Swift Bot. Or if I know that there are 7 or 8 or 20 mechanical golems in play, I could just play Raptor Bot and have it do 21 melee damage this round. You know, options. But Platform Bot is safer. And that destroys Construction Pylon. I will draw 2 cards, so it will do 2 damage to Unity, but we will be destroying the Interpolation Beam soon enough. We draw another Raptor Bot. We'll draw another card, and we get an Inspired Repair, which says when we draw a card, play a card, and each Mechanical Golem regains 3 HP. Good for getting HP back up for everyone. So this is going to do 3 damage to something. And let's see. So Tempest's Grievous Hailstorm is going to do 2 damage to all. Ball Lightning is a really good play for Tempest, especially when we have increased damage from lightning damage. But let's see. So Bunker can do 3. We might play Rocket Punch, although we wouldn't really be able to use it because we would still prefer to play the top card of Unity's deck. And I want to get out Electrical Storm this turn, but Grievous Hailstorm is going to do 2. So I'm trying to figure out how to deal 7 damage. He's been dealt no damage. So let's see. I can deal 3 right now. I can deal 3 with Bunker. I could play Singularity and not destroy any equipment cards, and it would still deal each non-hero target 1 lightning damage because it's 0 equipment cards plus 1 damage dealt by lightning damage, which would take care of the components. And since drawing a card on Omnitron-X is going to have him take 2 damage because of the Nemesis bonus, I don't think I'm going to use the Electro Deployment units to draw cards. I think instead we'll play Electro Deployment unit, and then the second Electro Deployment unit will play Singularity, and then on Omnitron's actual play, we will play... I guess we'll play Reactive Plating Subroutine, even though it's not going to immediately act, just because Rocket Punch wouldn't act immediately. So where does that put us? So 3 to Omnitron now, 3 to Omnitron with Bunker, 1 to Omnitron by Omnitron-X. Oh, plus 1 from Nemesis damage, so that's really good. That would take care of the components by Omnitron-X's next turn. The only issue would then be destroying the Automaton drone, but I guess we can leave it in play for now, because it does damage based on its current HP, so if we reduce it by a bunch, it's fine. So we'll go ahead and hit Omnitron. So Bunker, we have a choice here. If we play Upgrade Mode, we can't use Flat Cannon. But we could play another card this turn and then play 2 cards the next turn. If we play Turret Mode, Flat Cannon will do more damage, but then we can't draw a card. If we play Auxiliary Power Source, we wouldn't be using its power right away, but we'd be able to destroy it on the next turn to use an additional power this turn. But the only other power we could do right now would be to draw a card. So I feel like Adhesive Foam Grenade is fine, just because stopping the environment from playing cards at least reduces the amount of randomness in the next turn. So I guess that's a bit better. So we'll stop Silver Gulch from playing cards, and then we'll hit Omnitron for 3. We will draw a card. This is only 1 damage to Bunker. It's another Flat Cannon. So if I want to, I could use Singularity to destroy a Flat Cannon, and that will increase damage to all the targets, since we have another Flat Cannon in Bunker's hand. And if Omnitron plays a card that destroys equipments anyway, Flat Cannon would be lost. Because I don't really see another card I'm willing to play from Omnitron from Bunker other than Auxiliary Power Source just to draw cards or use another power. So I feel like that's a bit better. But for now, we will play an Electro Deployment unit, and then we will play the Singularity. We can destroy Flat Cannon, and we could destroy these, especially if we think Omnitron's going to try to destroy equipments. But I would like to keep them in play for now, at least for one more round. So I will skip, because it's still going to do a lot of damage to everything. So this is going to do 3 to Omnitron, and 2 to non-Omnitron things. And this will destroy all of these components for us, since he's been dealt 7 or more damage this round. So now we don't have to worry about the damage dealt from drawing cards. And now we still get to play a card. I'm going to play Reactive Plating Subroutine and then reveal the top card of Unity's deck. It's another platform bot. Certainly, we'll put that in play. And we draw a Focused Plasma Cannon, which we can play at the start of Omnitron's next turn if the electro deployments remain, and will act immediately. So, Electrical Storm, followed by Grievous Hailstorm. And we get a Reclaim from the Deep. Silver Gulch cannot play cards. So now the Electropulse Explosive is acting. We will hit Tachyon first. And we will redirect it to the Electropulse Explosive, taking it out. We could alternatively have hit Omnitron with it, but it would also hit all the heroes for a bunch of damage other than Tachyon, which is terrible. This is not a good card because it's going to destroy all of our hero ongoing cards, and it's going to do 7 damage to Omnitron-X, so we will lose the electro deployment units despite our best efforts. It will hit Cryobot, however, and once it hits Cryobot, Cryobot will act and will hit the automaton drones, so at least that one will be gone. But no one else is going to be able to react in a good way to this. And all of Unity's bots, other than Cryobot, are going to be destroyed. So I will... Oh, and we're also losing the Grievous Hailstorm and the Electrical Storm that we put into play, and the Reactive Plating Subroutine. So basically, with the exception of Cryobot, we're back at ground zero. So this is one of Omnitron's destruction cards, and it's pretty potent since it destroys all of the hero ongoing cards, so there's no choice in this matter, and it hits each hero target for 6, which is a lot. But order doesn't matter otherwise, so we're just going to take this damage. But yeah, it's going to hit everyone for 1, which is enough to take out the automaton drone. So the free platform bot play we got is already gone, and Swiftbot is gone, so we're not able to play an additional card. Omnitron-X has been dealt 5 or more damage, so his equipments were destroyed. So all of those are gone. And he played an Adaptive Plating Subroutine, so after he's dealt damage, he becomes immune to the type of damage, and he always switches his resistance based on what damage has just been dealt. So Omnitron has another set of flechettes in his deck, and he has 2 technological singularities. So he could still play another one, so our ongoings are still not fully safe. But we can safely destroy Adaptive Plating Subroutine by playing Blinding Speed if we so want to. The only reason we would want to do that is if we're not able to change our damage types across hero turns. He's currently not immune to anything. But if I play Flat Cannon, that will do projectile damage. So for instance, if I wanted Omnitron-X to play Rocket Punch, he would not be able to deal any damage to Omnitron because that would be projectile damage. Our plan for playing Focused Plasma Cannon is RIP because we lost our electro deployment units. And Tempest Space Power is projectile damage, but Grievous Hailstorm is cold, and we would probably still be playing that. We could also play Reclaim from the Deep, which would enable us to get cards from our trash that we lost that we would like to have back. And I would like to get the electro deployment units back because it gives us more options with Omnitron-X. Although a better card for Omnitron-X to get is Technological Advancement, since it allows us to get the component into play as well as drawing the card. So that's already looking ahead to Tempest's turn. We're still on Tachyon's. So the obvious is HUD goggles. We have a choice here of Blinding Speed, Nimble Strike, and Synaptic Interruption. I still want to keep that Synaptic Interruption until I know another Electro Pulse Explosive comes out. We still have one more. And if I play this early, it could get destroyed if Omnitron plays another set of the Flechettes. So our choice now is between Blinding Speed and Nimble Strike, and Nimble Strike will do 1 melee damage to it, and Tachyon draws a card. And we don't have any other means of destroying ongoings unless Tempest plays Ball Lightning, which is not that bad. Because the Water Trough isn't going to be out for much longer. So we might want to play that to increase lightning damage by 1. And then we could destroy Adaptive Plating subroutine. Alright, so so we know we could destroy that with Tempest. So the other thing to consider is are our damage types changing, and the only reason it wouldn't is if I play Raptor Bot with Unity, because Bunker's doing projectile, Tachyon would do melee. So first Tachyon does melee, then Unity would only be able to do melee if Raptor Bot enters play, or electric rather. If we get a Brainstorm or Powered Shockwave, which would also take out the Water Trough, if we choose to play it. Those are the only damage types she can do immediately. If she draws a Hasty Augmentation, that would be a bit nicer, I guess. But then Flat Cannon is projectile. Omnitron-X is not going to do damage his turn, and then Tempest is going to do lightning followed by projectile. So we don't need to destroy it with Tachyon, so we're going to play Nimble Strike. And we'll hit Omnitron for 1. He's immune to melee. We draw Pushing the Limits. That's another one of Tachyon's good cards. Look at the top card of Tachyon's deck. It's a Lightning Reflexes. It's a good card to play if you don't have HUD goggles or Pushing the Limits yet, because this enables you to get an additional card play. But drawing it right now is a bit of a waste unless we plan on playing our entire hand next round. So I'm just going to discard it and get the next card, which is an Accelerated Assault. So Unity is going to play Inspired Repair. This will repair Cryobot's HP. We draw a Platform Bot. We have no cards playable in our hand, and our power is to destroy an equipment card if we do put a Mechanical Golem from hand into play. We could do this to put Platform Bot in play if we want to lose HUD Goggles, which is our only equipment. But keeping that HUD Goggles would be a bit nicer. Excuse me. But we could do that and destroy HUD Goggles, because Tachyon does not have enough cards to play. And one of the issues with Tachyon, if you don't get, like, if you play HUD Goggles and Pushing the Limits, you're playing 3 cards and drawing 2 cards. And currently with just HUD Goggles, she's playing 2 cards, drawing 1 card. So each round, she's losing a card, unless one of her cards involves drawing more cards. So the question is, do I plan on playing 3 cards the next round, including Pushing the Limits? And I feel like no matter what the situation is that comes up, I don't really need to play an additional card. So I think I will destroy HUD Goggles and we'll put Platform Bot into play. And we draw a Brainstorm. It would have been nicer to have that 1 card earlier so we could take advantage of Water Trough, but that's fine. So now Omnitron is immune to energy damage, which is fine because Flat Cannon is projectile. And we draw another turret mode. So with Omnitron-X, we still have the sort of situation of, if I play a component, it can get destroyed if Omnitron-X is dealt too much damage. But I'm more willing to play the Plasma Cannon than Reactive Plating Subroutine or Rocket Punch, since it at least will have something potentially happening. So we will play that, and then we'll play the top card of Unity's deck. which is another brainstorm. So we will be able to take advantage of water. Nope, we can't. We cannot, and here is why. If I play brainstorm and hit Omnitron-X, or hit Omnitron, ball lightning would not be able to hit Omnitron for that lightning, since he'll be immune to lightning damage. I could hit Cryobot with that, and then it would hit Omnitron-X for 1 cold. I'm not sure that's a useful exchange of damage. But actually, I could still play this since this will let me draw 2 cards, and the damage dealing is optional. So we will put it into play, and then we'll be able to draw 2 cards. And those 2 cards are another construction pylon and a robot reclamation, which is perfect. We can get the mechanical columns we lost in the previous round, or in this round rather. So we do not want to take out the water trough before Tempest can take advantage of it. We do not want to hit Omnitron before Tempest hits him with the massive lightning damage. The only thing to consider is hitting Cryobot for the sake of hitting Omnitron for 1. And I don't think that's a useful exchange. So I will not do that damage. Omnitron draws another Rocket Punch. So we're going to play Ball Lightning. So the damage happens before we destroy the ongoing cards. So that is an important distinction. So we will hit Omnitron first, since that was, I mean, obviously it acted first, and then we'll destroy the Adaptive Plating subroutine. And then we still have his base power, which will hit everyone for 1. Without the Reactive Plating subroutine, Omnitron is no longer immune to any damage. And we draw Gene-Bound Shackles, which is one of Tempest's best cards, since it increases damage dealt by Tempest to the villain target with the highest HP by 2, which will really add up against Omnitron, since he's almost always the highest villain target. So Silver Gulch plays Lost in the Past. So it's going to discard the top 2 cards of the environment deck. If at the end of the environment turn, if there are no cards in the environment trash here, the characters are lost in time. Game over. But at the start of the environment turn, we put the top card of the environment trash on the bottom of the environment deck. This card is not anything to worry about unless unless the environment deck shuffles, or we're not able to put 1 card in the environment trash per round when it becomes relevant. But Water Trough is soon to be destroyed, and we already have the 2 card buffer, so that's fine. So Lost in the Past discards the 2 cards, and now we're back to Cosmic Omnitron's card. He plays Terraforming, which will destroy Lost in the Past for us, and Water Trough. So Water Trough is gone, Lost in the Past is gone, and he's going to play 2 more cards in addition to his end of card play. So he's going to play 3 cards total other than Terraforming. So these are destroyed. He plays 2 cards. One is the Interpolation Beam's Return. The second is an Assault Drone. And his end of turn play is another Assault Drone. This deals the hero target with the highest HP, X melee damage, where X is the number of drones in play plus 1. So there are 2 drones. 2 plus 1 is 3, so he's going to hit Omnitron-X for 3, and then either Tachyon or Tempest for 3. So I think Tachyon is a bit, well, Tachyon with Pushing the Limits is going to be hitting herself. So I think we'll hit Tempest. Wow. I keep fumbling over Tempest because I keep wanting to say Tachyon. So Push the Limits. And now we have a choice between Accelerated Assault, Blinding Speed, or Synaptic Interruption. If we play Blinding Speed, we can destroy Interpolation Beam right now, and then it's not going to affect us this round. Interpolation Beam is the only component that acts outside of the start of Omnitron's turn. And that's his second one, so he's already played. He's not going to play it again for another few rounds. The only other issue is that we don't have any other means of destroying environment or ongoing cards once I do that. But I think it's a bit better to do that. Let's get rid of it right now. It's gone. Now Tachyon's power. We reveal an Accelerated Assault. We will discard it for the sake of building bursts in our trash, and we draw a Research Grant and a Pushing the Limits. We've yet to see any of Tachyon's cards that do things based on the number of burst cards in our trash, which is a bit of a shame. So... I have to make a decision here. What do I want to do? With Brainstorm, I draw 2 cards and I can deal up to 3 targets 1 lightning damage each. I'd be able to hit the assault drones for 1 each. If I play Construction Pylon, I can get these 2 Raptor bots out, and now they'll do 5 damage each. The only issue, though, is that we're not really able to effectively deal with the assault drones. And the assault drone, unlike the automaton drone, or I always butcher that pronunciation, it doesn't do damage based on its current HP. So if I want to get rid of them outright, I need to do enough damage to it to take it out so it doesn't do 3 melee damage the next round, or more if Omnitron plays more drones. Yeah. Because I want to play Genebound Shackles so I can do 3 damage to Omnitron. So I'm going to hit these assault drones for 1. So I guess the platform bot's going to hit one of these assault drones, Flat Cannon's going to hit the other one, and then Squall will take out the rest. So that seems wise. We'll play the Construction Pylon. We'll put our Raptor bots in play. We will hope they will survive for more than 1 round. We draw a Brainstorm, and the platform bot will hit 1 of the assault drones. Raptor bot will hit Omnitron. Raptor bot will hit Omnitron. And now with Bunker, I'm going to play Auxiliary Power Source, since I don't really have any other good choice other than Turret Mode to increase Bunker's damage without drawing cards. We'll play the Auxiliary Power Source. We'll use Flat Cannon. We will hit the Assault Drone number 2 with it. And we draw a Maintenance unit. So now with Focused Plasma Cannon, this is 2 Irreducible Fire. The Irreducible part doesn't matter, but this will hit Omnitron since it will do more damage due to the Nemesis bonus. Still don't really have a reason to play either Reactive Plating Subroutine or Rocket Punch. Playing Rocket Punch is going to be a bit of a waste if Omnitron chooses to destroy equipment cards, since it will do damage. If he plays the equipment destruction card, that card, which I can pull up, does damage based on the number of equipment cards destroyed to that hero. So if I play Rocket Punch and I don't use Rocket Punch, but then Omnitron plays Technological Singularity, I lose Rocket Punch but take more damage. Reactive Plating Subroutine is a bit safer, so we'll play that. And we'll again look at the top card of Unity's deck. It's a B-Bot. We will certainly put that in play. And Omnitron plays the Gaussian Coil Blaster. So we do want to try to keep 1 component in Omnitron's hand, or 1 technological advancement in Omnitron's hand, so that we're able to keep components in play while Omnitron is on this side. Because he only flips if there are no components in play, and we don't want him to flip since he chains drone plays. But now, since the assault drones will be destroyed by Squall, we'll play Genebound Shackles so that we can do more damage to Cosmic Omnitron. And we draw an Elemental Subwave Inducer, which a lot of people don't really like, but I do because it does control some damage reduction to Tempest. Making all of his damage dealt of a certain type would be useful against like the Water Trough, since we could make all of Tempest's damage be electric, or lightning, I guess is the actual type of damage, lightning damage, so that it would be increased by 1. But a lot of people don't really like this card so much, since you have to wait until the start of your next turn to enable it. Silver Gulch plays Sheriff Pratt, who is a really good card since he hits villain or gunman cards and not hero cards. And in this case, he's going to Omnitron for 3. So Omnitron is now playing 2 cards. One of them is another sedative flechettes. Unfortunately, that will destroy Omnitron's component. And again, it will destroy all of our mechanical golems, as well as Bebot. And it's a lot of damage. I really do not like this card, and I don't have a means of mitigating this damage. At least Bebot will react, and it gives us the choice of destroying Sheriff Pratt, or an ongoing card, but there's no reason to do those since I like Sheriff Pratt. Cryobot gets destroyed, so he won't react. The Platform Bot is again destroyed since 6 is greater than 3 plus 1. And the Raptor Bots are destroyed since they were quite weak. And then the component that Omnitron-X had was destroyed, and our ongoings are destroyed. And the second card that Omnitron plays is the Automatron, which is going to hit Tachyon. So we're kind of in a terrible position right now since we're all at single-digit health, but we actually have gotten through most of the bad cards. We still have another Electropulse Explosive, but we still have the means of dealing with it by Synaptic Interruption. We have 2 Technological Singularities, which will hurt since it destroys all the equipment cards and then does damage based on the equipment cards destroyed. Which will hurt, Bunker. It will hurt Tempest, and it can hurt Omnitron-X, especially since we want to keep components in play. But really, we're fine, because the only other thing that does damage is the Assault Drone. The electromagnetic railgun does do damage, but it's at the start of his next turn, which we'll be able to destroy. We'll be able to do enough damage. So long story short, we're in a pretty fine spot. Pretty fine. Sort of. Maybe. Possibly. Alright, so Tachyon... And since he played the other one, our ongoings are now safe for at least 5 more rounds until Omnitron shuffles his deck, and at which point, it's back up in the air. But pushing the limits is best for Tachyon, since it will let her draw an additional card at the end of her turn. And I prefer Research Grant over Rapid Recon since it allows us to draw more cards, as well as discard a burst, or rather any card, but usually a burst, like Accelerated Assault. And we draw 2 cards thanks to pushing the limits to draw Sonic Vortex, which is one of the 2 cards one of 2 types of cards that Tachyon has that does damage based on the number of burst cards in her trash. This one deals up to X targets 3 Sonic damage, where X is the number of bursts in her trash. And the second one is a Quick Insight, which is another good card of hers that lets her cycle through her deck a bit faster, as well as discarding bursts. So, Unity has no bots in hand, and is rather lacking in cards. And I feel as though the best option is going to be to Brainstorm, which draws another Brainstorm, and a Bebot. So one of this will hit Omnitron, one of this should hit the Automaton Drone, and we do not want to hit Sheriff Pratt. I could destroy an equipment, I could destroy Auxiliary Power Source, but I could instead have Bunker destroy that to play Maintenance Unit so he could regain HP, since he has Maintenance Unit. We can do Flat Cannon and Maintenance Unit, and then the next turn play Turret Mode so that he could Flat Cannon and Maintenance Unit for the next foreseeable rounds until his equipments are destroyed. Omnitron is going to be forced to play Gaussian Coil Blaster for the sake of keeping a component out, and Tempest is probably going to play Reclaim from the Deep because we need to be able to get certain cards back that we've lost. But in any case, the only option for destroying equipment other than a Bunker card is a Tempest card, but I want to keep Genebound Shackles, so I'm going to skip this, since getting Bebot out doesn't help us, and we draw volatile parts. So we will destroy this to use an additional power this turn. We will play Maintenance Unit, and now we will Flat Cannon. I was going to Flat Cannon Omnitron, but if I do 3 to the Automaton Drone, then Squall will take it out, and then Sheriff Pratt will be able to hit Omnitron. It doesn't really matter this order since he does 3 projectile damage anyway, so I guess I could Omnitron myself, but for now I'll hit the Automaton drone. And we'll also maintenance unit to regain 2 HP. So now at least Bunker has double digits. And we draw a grenade launcher. So we're forced to play Gaussian Coil Blaster. I'm again going to look at the top card of Unity's deck. It hasn't been too good for us this game because every time I put a bot into play, Omnitron has played Sedative Flechettes, which destroyed said bot. But it does help us since we did get bots in play. And this gets us another free B-bot play. And we draw a Defensive Blast, which is not that useful right now. But we'll Reclaim from the Deep. So this gives us a choice of what to draw back for each hero, or rather the next turn what to draw back. I think Hypersonic Assault is pretty valuable for Tachyon. So we'll draw that one. There are a lot of things in here that I would like Unity to have back. So currently, she's lacking bots and she's lacking means of putting bots in play. She has a Robot Reclamation, which will enable us to stack the top of her deck with golems, but the best means of being able to exploit that would be by Construction Pylon, which she still won't be able to put into play until one further round ahead. But I think of these cards, that's the best bet, since the golems we can get back with Robot Reclamation over time, and yeah, so we'll put Construction Pylon on top. Bunker is not really going to be able to play cards for a while, so this choice doesn't fully matter, but we'll put a Flat Cannon on top in case we lose this one due to Technological Singularity. Technological Advancement for Omnitron-X, so we can search for any component, although I guess it's only from our deck, so it's not as good as being able to put the Electro Deployment unit from our trash back, but this will allow us to choose our component. And we already have a Grievous Hailstorm. We lost... Actually, I might want Ball Lightning over Electrical Storm, since this allows us to destroy 2 ongoing cards for free. And we draw it immediately, and then we'll use Squall. Unfortunately, this will hit Sheriff Pratt, since this doesn't discriminate against environment targets, but he still has 6. And we draw an Otherworldly Resilience, which is good. We can put that into play safely since it's an ongoing, and Tempest will have a bit of damage reduction. Explosives Wagon enters play, so now all damage is increased by 1, and when this card is destroyed, he deals each target 2 fire and 2 projectile damage, which does get affected by the damage increase, so this will be 3 and 3. So we do have to be a bit careful with this, that we don't destroy it at a bad time. And it could be destroyed if Omnitron plays the Terraforming, unfortunately, so that is now a potential thing that he can do. He plays another Adaptive Plating subroutine, and he plays an Automaton drone, which is going to hit Bunker. And that's for 6, thanks to the Explosives Wagon. So now we're in a bit of a hairy situation because of the Explosives Wagon, because this is when this card is destroyed, and if Omnitron plays Terraforming and destroys it, not only will the Explosives Wagon go off and hit everyone for a bunch, but yeah, but Omnitron will also play 2 more cards. I feel like I want to play the card I just put on top of Tachyon's deck, which is the Hypersonic Assault, so that if Omnitron does play Terraforming and destroys the Explosives Wagon, it won't be able to deal damage. And if Omnitron plays Technological Singularity, Omnitron wouldn't be able to deal damage. So those 2 possible card plays are what can destroy us right now. So I think it's very important that we do that. And thankfully we have means of doing that. If I play Pushing the Limits, or if I keep Pushing the Limits in play, Tachyon is going to deal herself 3 damage. She'll be at 2. That's pretty dangerous. But this allows her to play an additional card. And if I play Lightning Reflexes, that increases that to 3 cards I can play. So then I'd be able to play Quick Insight, which will draw the the card I put on top, which was Hypersonic Assault. I'd be able to play that immediately. So that's 2 of my 3 plays. And in the third play, we'll be able to choose between Nimble Strike, Sonic Vortex, Synaptic Interruption, and whatever 2 other cards we potentially draw. Hopefully one of them is Lightspeed Barrage, since this game is going to have to end in the next round. And Tachyon can die if Silver Gulch plays a bad card. The only other unfortunate thing is that if Silver Gulch plays the other Explosives Wagon and then Omnitron plays Terraforming, then we're still dead. But we don't have a means of mitigating that. So we're going to have to operate under the assumption that that's not going to happen. So yes, I think Tachyon has to take this 3 damage. So Lightning Reflexes first, then Quick Insight. We draw the Hypersonic. We draw another Hypersonic. We draw another Hypersonic. So we could potentially stop Omnitron from dealing damage for 3 rounds if Tachyon can survive for 3 rounds. So that's going to be pretty important. So I think we're going to lose the Nimble Strike, and we have to discard another card. I would like to keep all 3 of these, and Sonic Vortex, and Synaptic Interruption. So I have to decide, because Hypersonic Assault is certainly being played this round, so I'll have 2 left. If I discard 1, I'll have 1 left, and I feel like, I mean, it's doubtful that Tachyon will be able to survive 3 rounds, so I'm going to lose that one. Second play is Hypersonic Assault. Now, Omnitron is immune to sonic damage, so unfortunately I won't be able to Sonic Vortex this round and hit Omnitron, which is a shame. And Sheriff Pratt can't deal damage, but that's fine, because now the Explosives Wagon can't deal damage. So I think that Synaptic Interruption is a bit safer, because now I can redirect any damage that can kill Tachyon, provided it's not just a flat 2 damage. Or rather, 1 damage that gets increased to 2. We'll draw 2, discard 1, Sucker Punch, and Sucker Punch. We will lose one of those 2. And now we draw 2 more cards, which is a Fleet of Foot, excellent, and a Blinding Speed, which we can use to destroy that Adaptive Plating subroutine if it comes to that. So I could Brainstorm, which will draw me 2 cards. I can still only play 1 card, so that would be my card play, and I could destroy an equipment. See, I could be playing Rocket Punches for Unity to eat, is what I could have done, but it's too late to go back and think about that option. Because I don't want to destroy Flat Cannon or Maintenance Unit, or Gaussian Coil Blaster, or Genebound Shackles. If I play Robot Reclamation, oh right, the top card of Unity's deck is Construction Pylon. So I don't want to play Robot Reclamation, since this is going to put the Construction Pylon deeper into my deck. I could play Volatile Parts, except this does the non-hero target with the lowest HP, so it's not going to be able to hit Omnitron. So Brainstorm is going to be able to hit Omnitron for us, for free. So we draw the Construction Pylon and we draw a Power Shockwave. We'll hit Omnitron with the Lightning. We should be safe because the next damage is Projectile, yep. And we'll hit the Automaton Drone, even though it can't deal damage, but we will still be able to get rid of it eventually. And I'm not going to hit the Explosives Wagon or Sheriff Pratt. I could have hit them. I could actually destroy Sheriff Pratt so that Omnitron will play fewer cards, but I already skipped it. But we're fine, whatever. I don't think I'd be able to destroy it this turn anyway. We will destroy... No, we will not destroy 1 equipment. We said we weren't going to. We'll skip that and we will draw an Inspired Repair. So now we're going to turret mode, so that now I can use an additional power and increase damage dealt by Bunker by 1. So this is going to hit Omnitron for 5 projectile. He's now immune to projectile. So I have to be aware of that. Unfortunately, I don't... Oh, I can actually do lightning damage with Omnitron-X, so that's fine. And we'll regain 2 HP, just to keep Bunker alive. And we are skipping our draw phase. So this is lightning damage, so we're going to hit Omnitron with this. Actually, if I... Oh, right, he has damage reduction because of the explosives wagon, so we won't be able to take out Sheriff Pratt. But we'll take out the automaton drone, although I guess Tempest will be able to deal with that anyway. And I guess... Yeah, okay, I'm going to try to be able to... Like, I don't usually try to take out Sheriff Pratt, but I'm worried about terraforming. I guess I will play Rocket Punch in the hopes that Unity will be able to destroy it, because Defensive Blast is not going to be able to do anything right now. And we'll again reveal the top card of Unity's deck, which is a Volatile Parts, so it's not acting immediately, or it's not a Golem. And we draw the Technological Advancement that we put on top of our deck. So... if I Ball Lightning, I can destroy the Adaptive Plating subroutine, and I can exploit the Genebound Shackles damage. And yeah, I think that's the best call, because so Explosives Wagon will be in play, Genebound Shackles is in play, and the Adaptive Plating subroutine. But he's immune to lightning. Rip. That's a silly. I guess I will Grievous Hailstorm so I can do more damage to him. Otherworldly Resilience would... Like, okay, Omnitron's not dealing damage right now. The only thing that can hit me is environment things. Or the Explosives Wagon. The only thing that can screw me up is if Environment plays Explosives Wagon and Omnitron plays Terraforming, which destroys the Explosives Wagon and his Tempest for 4 and 4 because of the double Explosives Wagon. Oh no, I guess we would destroy this one first, and then the second one would only do 3. Would only do 3 and 3. Jeez, this is a pickle. This is a pickle. I guess Grievous Hailstorm is only going to do 1 more damage, whereas Otherworldly Resilience would at least keep Tempest alive for a little bit longer. So we'll do Otherworldly Resilience, and we'll then hit Omnitron for 4 instead of 5. He's immune to projectile now. And we draw a Localized Hurricane. Prickly Cactus comes out. That is not an Explosives Wagon. That's fine. And Hypersonic Assault stops Sheriff Pratt in his tracks. Alright, Technological Singularity did get played. So our equipments are gone, including Genebound Shackles. But Omnitron is not dealing any damage because of Hypersonic Assault. This is a rough game. Rough game. And a Repair Drone. So he did not play Terraforming. He has 6 cards left in his deck. 2 of these will be... Or at least 2 of these will be played. We have an Electromagnetic Railgun, which acts at the start of the turn and very likely will be able to destroy it. Electropulse Explosive, which hopefully will be able to utilize Synaptic Interruption to destroy. The Assault Drone, which would act immediately. The Repair Drone, which acts immediately. Technological Singularity, which destroys equipments. And Terraforming, which destroys environment cards and then plays, at this point, 3 cards. At this point... Unless I wish to destroy Synaptic Interruption, but I still wouldn't be able to keep Pushing the Limits in play. I think I'm going to lose Pushing the Limits. So Fleet of Foot is the first play. We draw another Pushing the Limits, get a Hasty Augmentation, Bunker can't draw cards, we get an Elemental Exit Chassis, and a Cleansing Downpour. Only took us a fourth of Tempest's deck to get to. We'll play Pushing the Limits. That allows us to play another card. And I was going to destroy adaptive plating subroutine, but he did not play terraforming. So the explosive wagon is still a dangerous threat. So hypersonic assault is the only thing that can guarantee that terraforming doesn't kill us all. And we only have one card play, and I can't chain cards, so hypersonic assault. Oh man. Draw 2, discard 1. Synaptic Interruption and Sonic Vortex. Still not a Lightspeed Barrage. We've not drawn a single one all game, and she has 3 left in her 14 cards. I'm going to discard the Sucker Punch. And we draw a Nimble Strike and a Fleet of Foot. Jesus Christ. 12 cards, 3 of which are Lightspeed Barrage. We have a Construction Pylon, but only 1 bot. We have a Hasty Augmentation. Man, alright. So if I do Hasty Augmentation, I have to be careful. Oh, we lost. We lost Flat Cannon. So I have to destroy turret mode in order to be able to get a damage dealing power. Man, alright. Hasty Augmentation is only going to benefit Squall. And it would increase it by 2. And it would destroy the explosives wagon, which is fine since it's been hypersonic assaulted. Was Sheriff Pratt hit by hypersonic assault? I don't think... He wasn't because of the 2 covers, so we're fine. He can do damage. I don't know. I feel like I need to be able to do a lot of damage right now. Powered Shockwave deals each villain target X lightning damage, where X is the number of mechanical golems in play plus 1. There's 1 golem. 1 plus 1 is 2. Explosives Wagon increases it by 1, so it will do 3 damage to Omnitron. 3 lightning damage. So we'll change his resistance, which is good for Bunker. Robot Reclamation, there's no equipment in play since technological advancement, so I can't use Unity's base power. Construction Pylon is the only equipment she has, or rather, we also have volatile parts, I guess. So we'd be able to put another B-bot in play. We could brainstorm to hit B-bot, which will destroy the adaptive plating subroutine, and then still be able to hit Omnitron for 2. As well as take out the S-85 repair drone, but that will do 1 fewer damage. I think we're rocket punching. I think I made a mistake in the last round when I didn't rocket punch. Although this is projectile damage, so if I want rocket punch to do its maximum potential, I need to destroy B-bot, so I can destroy the adaptive plating subroutine. I guess I might as well play Inspired Repair. This will draw me a card, and let me play another card. We get Raptor Bot. So I could now Construction Pylon and get Raptor Bot out, which can do... How much damage is this? It's 2 golems, plus 1 is 3, plus 1 for the Explosives Wagon is 4, so it'd be able to do 4 damage to Omnitron. Wait, no. B-bot, a second B-bot, the Raptor Bot, that's 3 golems. 3 golems plus 1 is 4. 4 plus the Explosives Wagons plus 1 is 5, so we can do 5 melee to Omnitron right now. Grenade Launcher would still be able to destroy B-bot for us, which will destroy the adaptive plating subroutine in time for Omnitron to play Rocket Punch. And then Tempest can then do Ball Lightning, followed by Squall, to do a total of 5, followed by 2. So that's 7 there. Rocket Punch is going to do 4 and 3, which is another 7. So that's 14, so that's 13 damage. Grenade Launcher can do 2 plus 1 is 3 to Omnitron, so that's 17 damage there, so it'll be down to 10. B-bot will do 5. Sheriff Pratt will do his best, and I'll put him down to 1. Oh, but when B-Bot gets destroyed, we can hit 1 target for 2 projectile damage. Alright, we might be able to win by Tempest's turn. So I have to be very careful with what I just said. I have to play Construction Pylon, put B-Bot and Raptorbot in play. Raptorbot hits Omnitron. He's not immune to melee, he's immune to Sonic. This makes him immune to melee. We play Grenade Launcher. I have to... So he would be currently immune to melee. This first hit has to hit a B-Bot so that we can hit Omnitron for projectile. And then we can proceed to destroy the adaptive plating subroutine. So then the second hit of Grenade Launcher hits for 2, plus 1, projectile. And the third hit could hit whatever it wants. It doesn't matter. It could hit the other B-Bot. Which would do more damage to Omnitron, I guess. And then Omnitron-X would play the Rocket Punch, and it will do 4 and 3. And then Ball Lightning will do damage. So yeah, so I know what I'm going to do. I just had to double check that order in my head before I committed to something bad. Construction Pylon. Use it. Put B-Bot in play, followed by Raptorbot. Construction Pylon is destroyed. We draw a Turret Bot, which isn't going to be at all relevant in this game. Hit Omnitron for melee to change his resistance to melee, although it didn't matter the damage change. Yes, destroy turret mode, since I have to play Grenade Launcher. We play Grenade Launcher. First hit hits a B-Bot. So we have to show all targets, and then hit a B-Bot. So B-Bot is destroyed. Unity hits Omnitron for 3 projectile. He's now immune to projectile, but will destroy the adaptive plating subroutine, so that is no longer relevant. This next hit will hit Omnitron, so it gets the maximum damage potential. And then the last hit is going to take out the other B-Bot, which allows us to hit Omnitron again. And we have a choice of a card to destroy, but none of these would help us out. The Explosives Wagon can't deal damage, so we could safely destroy it, but we want to utilize its damage plus 1. We want to keep Sheriff Pratt, just in case I miscalculated things. Research Grant wouldn't benefit us from its destruction. Synaptic Interruption won't benefit us from the destruction. Otherworldly Resilience won't benefit us. Prickly Cactus... whenever a non-environment target deals melee damage to an environment card, this card deals that target 2 melee. It's not actually going to do anything in this game, and pushing the limits would be able to destroy itself. So I'm just going to skip this. And we draw the flat cannon, we put it back on top of our deck. We play Rocket Punch, as we said we would. We'll now hit Omnitron with both of these hits. So this is 2 plus 2 to 4, and then 1 plus 2 to 3. There we go. We get the Bioengineering Beam. And now we're going to Ball Lightning, which won't win the game, but it will win a game by Squall's turn. And again, we have a choice of ongoing destruction, but none of these will matter because we've now won the game thanks to Squall. So, that was a very, very hairy end. But we managed to win. And we managed to win because we utilized, like, our card plays in those last 2 rounds were pretty vital. The hypersonic assaults were vital to make sure that Omnitron didn't kill us with, although it wasn't actually relevant, destroy us by destroying the Explosives Wagon, or destroy us by technological advancement, which I think would have killed Bunker and Omnitron-X at the time. It especially would have destroyed Omnitron-X, because he's currently at 8. By the technological advancement would do 2 base damage, plus 1 for Nemesis, plus 1 by Explosives Wagon, so that'd be 4 and 4 to Omnitron-X, so Omnitron-X would have died. So that was a smart play, and unfortunately we didn't get full benefit of the revealing the top card of Unity's deck in that game, because every time we managed to get a healthy string of bots, Omnitron proceeded to play Sedative Flechettes. And as I've said several times, I don't really like Sedative Flechettes because it does a lot of damage to all hero targets and then destroys all hero ongoing cards. I like So Omnitron and Citizen Dawn, as well as Apostate to an extent, although that is more controlled, are the only villains who have cards that destroy certain hero cards indiscriminately. Citizen Dawn is a card that destroys all hero ongoing cards and all equipment cards and all environment cards in a single card, and that's a very potent card that destroys all of your setup, and there's no way to prevent that from happening unless you can control your deck. Omnitron has two types of cards, one that destroys all hero ongoing cards and one that destroys all equipment cards. We saw both of those in that game, and I don't like those cards so much. And the other villains other than Apostate, who has Apocalypse, which destroys all cards other than relics and nat card and character cards, etc., but that acts at the start of the villain turn, so we actually have time to prepare for it. But anyway, Omnitron and Citizen Dawn are the only two villains outside of Apostate that have that indiscriminate destruction. The other villains, their destruction, it's always like destroy one hero ongoing card, or destroy X hero ongoing cards where X is blah, or destroy H hero ongoing cards, or destroy number of equipment card, or destroy one equipment card for each hero. And in my opinion, those cards are better not because they're less potent, but because you actually get to choose what to destroy. When it's indiscriminate destruction, it's like, okay, there's no strategy there. It's you play the card and your board is wiped. GG. Whereas if it's destroy H hero ongoing cards, it's like, okay, well, I have 5 heroes and I have 6 ongoing cards, so which ongoing card do we want to save? That provides some level of strategy. Or if it's like destroy one equipment card belonging to each hero. Okay, well, I have 3 equipment cards and I like all of them, so which is the one that I'm more willing to get rid of, as opposed to, well, alright, they're all gone, bye. Some people probably prefer the brain dead, no thought like strategy, but just indiscriminate destruction is terrible. That's probably why, like, I think the game developers came to understand that, probably because of fan feedback or something, I'm guessing. I don't actually know the history, but since Omnitron and Citizen Dawn are both belong to the base game, I'm assuming that future releases, didn't include indiscriminate destruction because of, the fact that it lends itself to more strategy. But Sedative Flechettes is a terrible card, and I mean, I beat it. I beat the dead horse to the point of being dead, so I'm not going to reiterate myself. In any case, for those of you who watch these on YouTube and have actually stuck through to this point despite my rant on those cards, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that this serves as a better video than my streams, since I'm able to fully concentrate on the game and fully discuss my thoughts without getting sidetracked by checking for Twitch chat or getting otherwise distracted. Please let me know in the comments if this does suit your fancy, or if there's something I'm doing, like just talking too much, or thinking too much, being too slow, not being smart enough with my plays, or if I should be showing the cards more often. I know these cards pretty well, so I was talking about them without really showing what the card said. If you would prefer that I show each card as I'm talking about it, or other things, feel free to suggest that in the comments. And feel free to, compliment me, or insult me, or threaten me, or wink at me, I don't know, in the comments. But any feedback is appreciated. I think I've said enough on that matter. I tend to ramble because I don't really have a set speech. So I'm just going to stop it right here. Thank you for watching.